You really want to advance in your career, and you're even thinking about approaching your boss to talk to them about it, but what holds you back is the fear of what your boss will think about you, and if you're going to be thought about differently, and if you might damage your relationship. Well, today, in this career advancement tip video, we are going to cover just that. We're going to teach you how to show up in a really powerful way so you can show your boss that you are the obvious choice for the next promotion, and why actually going in and asking your boss for a promotion, how can actually build your relationship and build your partnership. Hi, my name is Mary Jervich, and I'm the founder of My Promotion Plan, and I help women go from passed over to promoted through my 7-step My Promotion Plan system. You can learn more about the system by viewing the masterclass on my website, maryjervich.com. But for now, let's talk about this fear that we have around asking for advancement and why we actually want to overcome this fear. So with any fear, the first things we want to do is we want to ask, is it true, right? So anytime you have a fear, just ask yourself, is this true? So is it really true? And maybe you would say, yes, it's true. If I go in there and I ask my boss for advancement, then yes, I'm going to damage my relationship. Now here's what I'll say. There are absolutely ways that we can approach our boss that would be pretty bad and that would actually damage our relationship. And that's one of the benefits of working with a career coach, is that you can create a strategic plan for when and how you are going to advance in your career, and when and how you're going to go in and ask for that advancement. Because a lot of the traditional advice and some of the advice you find out there, whether it's in books or on Google, YouTube, it's not really good advice. And that's what sometimes makes us feel uneasy about going in and having these conversations. I absolutely never recommend going in and threatening your boss, telling them that you're going to leave, or even going in and telling them that you went and applied for another job and they've offered you more money. Even if those things are true, that's not the proper way to go in and talk to your boss about advancement. When we do those things, we actually do damage our relationship. But if we go in and we have a conversation with our boss, part of employee relationship, whenever you are a manager, whenever you are a leader, whenever you are a business owner, you know that your employees want to advance. Like, career advancement is part of that, okay? Now, here's the thing. Employers a lot of times feel uneasy about giving advancement. They're not really sure how to give advancement. A lot of leaders, a lot of manager training, people actually aren't often trained on how and when to give advances. And this is a big part of the problem, because there's not like this clear system that's the same across every single business. And if your company doesn't have a career path, if you guys don't have, ambassadors, if you don't have, and most companies don't have actual ways, an actual system for people to advance. And so what happens is we start to feel uneasy. And most often as women, we're like, man, I'm just going to work really hard, and then my boss will approach me. And we want that to happen because, right, we don't want to damage this relationship. But the thing is that although your boss knows that career advancement is part of what they do, it's not often the thing that they are focused on. Now, I think that they should be more focused on it, because one way to retain great talent is to have great career pathing in your organization, because then people know how to advance and they don't get frustrated and just go other places. But with that being said, if you're going to advance in your organization, you're going to have to talk to your boss about that. But it's all in the way that you approach your boss. If you go in with that really entitled attitude, or if you go in with a reason that doesn't really equate to your value, or with language that would really tell your boss, like, well, everybody should get a promotion based off of this, then you're not really asking for your promotion in the right way, and you could damage your relationship. So let me just give you a few examples of what this would look like. So, okay, inflation has been really high, so let's just talk about that, because you may be desiring a raise right now. Not that you don't already deserve one, but maybe you want a raise right now because of inflation. And if you're watching this after the inflation crisis, the same rules still apply. But what you wouldn't want to do is go in and tell your boss, I really like to earn X number of dollars an hour. I have bills to pay and I really need this because of inflation. Now, now that might be the truth. But that wouldn't be the way to actually talk to your boss about this. And that would be a way that they would be like, yeah, we're not giving you a raise. And you would get a no for that. But it's not because you actually didn't deserve it or earn it. It's more because of the value and the reason why you gave that you deserve this raise. Now, if your boss gives you a raise because of inflation, then they're going to have to give a raise to everybody else. And so we never want to go in and approach our boss for advancement because of inflation, because we have personal needs. It doesn't matter if you have a sick kid, if you have a sick parent. All of these things, these really aren't your boss's responsibility. And you start to feel like a burden to your boss if every time you have a need, you get a new car, and now you have another car payment, right? And so it's not their responsibility to cover your bills. But you do want to make a fair market wage. And so you always want to be tying your promotion, your raise, back to the value that you add to the company. And so you do this and you approach your boss in the right way by going in and sharing with them the accomplishments that you've had. Share with them the value that you've brought back to the company. And the more quantitative you can make this, the better. Now, it doesn't always work for all roles, but the more quantitative you can make it, the better. You also want to go in and you want to show them your ideas for the future. You want to show them that you have solutions to problems, and you want to paint a picture of yourself in this role. So you're not going in doing a, ultimatum like, I want a promotion to this position, da 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 da. No, but you're actually preparing. And so that's why I believe that a written, what I call a My Promotion Plan, there's 7 steps to it. You can actually download my guide. So there's a link in the description below, and you can get the top 10 mistakes that women make that are sabotaging their careers and what you can do instead. And if you get that guide, you will also get the 7-step My Promotion Plan system. So you're going to get the 7 steps so you have all of them so you can build your own promotion plan. But this is such a powerful way to ask because you are preparing something in advance. So when you go in, you actually have put some thought into this, you've put some time into this, and you're working on solving the company's problems or presenting new ideas. And what this does is this really paints you in a positive light, actually like a partner in an organization. And this is somebody that they can say, okay, because a lot of times leaders feel this huge burden that they need to do everything, right? The manager feels like they have everything to do. And when people see that you care about the business, when you have a strategic vision, they are now going to see you in that future role. And so I absolutely recommend that you write down your ideas and then schedule time to talk to your boss. If you are just flying in at the end of the day and you're never really meeting with your boss, and you go in there empty-handed and you have a very unconfident, weak presentation, then yeah, you might not get what you want. But it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. Even if you're uncomfortable talking about money. I used to be so uncomfortable talking about money. Just the act of preparing yourself for this conversation and going in there with a value add and going in there knowing what you want to, right? That's the other thing. When you go in there to ask for an increase, you have to know what increase you're looking for, and you have to have some data to back that up. Otherwise, it's just kind of a number that you've thrown out there. And a lot of salaries, they are somewhat arbitrary, that is true, but you also need to know, like, hey, this is my market value, not to ultimatum, but just this is the reasonable market value for the work that I do. And when you approach it in this way, this is going to present a much better case for you, and you will be building a relationship with your boss. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button so you can get future career tip videos just like this one to your inbox every single week. Until we meet again, remember, you are just one plan away from your next promotion.